The story begins in a small village. Simon and Linda have just gotten married. They are not very rich, so there are only a few. Those who attended their wedding immediately left. They lived in the same village and had loved each other since childhood. When it was getting late, Simon invaded Linda's territory. And then the night passed happily between the two. The next day, Simon was working on his shop when he was approached by a woman named Luth. Luth likes Simon and wants to make out with him. He wants Simon to try to blow up his territory at least once. Even if he doesn't love her, no. Simon liked Luth, so he didn't pay much attention to him. Meanwhile, Linda, while cleaning the house, went to the store and overheard Luth's conversation. Luth still tries to persuade Simon, but Simon tells him a prank. "I can't cheat on my wife." Upon hearing Simon's words, Luth was sad, but Linda was overjoyed. Simon trained to be a ship's cleaner. He's smelling something soon. He will get a job on the ship and all their difficulties will be eliminated. A few days later, Simon returned home with a heavy heart. He had an interview today, but he wasn't selected. Simon vowed that his life would be fine. Interview and he will get a job on the ship. But nothing happened that left him so sad. The next day, Linda was talking to her friend while Simon manages the store. So Linda and said to Simon, "I want to go abroad and work to alleviate our poverty. I studied to be a flight attendant, so I can get a good job abroad." At first, Simon did not listen to him, but after Linda lovingly explained it to him, he agreed. Linda was going to leave the country by borrowing money, so Simon will settle the debt for him. A few days later, he arrived. Abroad, when he arrives, he calls. Simon talks romantically every day. They talk more than work. Luth still misses Simon. But as usual, Simon drives him away. One day, a new girl arrived in the village. When he arrived, he went straight to Simon's shop and asked for water. Her name was Glenda and Simon was amazed by her beauty. When Simon offered him big, he was taken care of. Then Simon took care of him. Soon Simon was cooking and Glenda was still at his house. Glenda was tired, but now she is feeling better. The food was cooked quickly and Simon served it to Glenda. Then he asked Glenda about him. Glenda said her name and said there was. "My relatives in this village have an old house, so I'm here to pass the time." A few days later, Simon heard this and asked about his relatives. Glenda told stories about her relatives and their homes. Meanwhile, Glenda finished eating. When he was leaving, Simon stopped him and said it was late, so you should sleep here tonight. Glenda liked Simon's proposal, so she agreed. Later, Simon and Linda had a video call after a casual conversation. They started a heated conversation. Before long, their heads started to heat up. They started scooping water with their hands. Upon hearing Simon's voice, Glenda began to stare at him. Seeing its actions, his feelings were also aroused, so he also began to use his hand. The next day, Simon got up and looked for Glenda. Glenda was taking a shower with the bathroom door slightly open, while looking for. Simon's gaze went to the bathroom and he saw Glenda taking a bath. He was surprised by Glenda's crystal balls. After taking a bath, Glenda asked Simon for a towel and he quietly gave it to her. After a while, Glenda was ready and thanked Simon before leaving. Simon greeted the reception and then Glenda left. The next day, Simon was at the store when Glenda arrived. Simon was very happy to see Glenda. Glenda came to buy groceries and she also needed Simon's help. That night Simon was at Glenda's house. He was fixing the door while Glenda was cooking. The door didn't fit, so Simon fixed it at Glenda's request. Simon quickly fixed the door, while Glenda approached him. And there Simon took the opportunity and tried to kiss her. But Glenda was not prepared. Simon left. When Simon arrived home, Linda called him on video and their heated conversation began. The next day, Simon brings groceries to the store. While on the road, he saw Glenda arguing with a man. This man's name is Roman and he will be Glenda's husband. Glenda doesn't really like Roman because he beats her up. That's why Glenda doesn't want to have any relationship with him. Simon watched silently, and before he could see her, Glenda slapped Roman and pushed him away. When it got dark, Simon arrived at Glenda's house. When he came in, he said he loved it. I saw you after that. He kissed Glenda and then attacked Glenda's fishing spot. Their relationship has begun. Simon no longer answers Linda's calls, making Linda sad. Simon goes to Glenda's house at night to fish all night. Linda called during the day and at night. Simon doesn't answer her calls because he's thinking about Glenda. One day, when Simon arrived at Glenda's house, he saw Glenda was packing her things. Simon asked her, "Where are you going?" Glenda replied, "I'm leaving here and never coming back. If you love me, you should come with me." Simon lost his mind. But he quickly decided to go with Glenda. As they were gathering their things and leaving, Linda appeared in front of them. The two didn't know that Linda had already returned home from abroad. Simon was naturally surprised to see Linda, and Glenda was also very surprised. It turns out that Glenda is Linda's friend and Simon doesn't know about their friendship. When Linda went abroad, she wanted to test Simon's loyalty. He made a plan with Glenda, and as part of that plan, Glenda went to Simon's store. She purposely dressed up to get Simon's attention. He even lost consciousness so Simon could take him home to get Simon's attention. He started to take a shower and asked for a towel. He also told Linda everything Simon had done to him that day. Yet when Simon attacked her territory, Glenda fell in love with him. He didn't tell Linda about Simon's constant attacks on his territory. Instead, he lied to her, saying that your husband was faithful. Glenda falls in love with Simon. She doesn't want their home to be destroyed. But she no longer hid the love she felt for Simon from Linda. Linda is now very angry with Glenda because she trusted her. But he betrayed her trust and began to wage war against Simon. Simon was surprised to discover the whole plan. He told Linda directly, "I'm angry with you because you're teasing me. Angara, right?" In the end, he's the one who gets angry. He was about to leave with Glenda. Glenda's future husband, Roman, arrives. Roman stares at them. Linda tells him to calm down. But he wants to kill Simon and take Glenda with him. He wants to marry Glenda. No matter what happens, he can't stand to see her with someone else. Glenda tried to convince him that she didn't love him. But it refused to listen. Meanwhile, Linda admitted her mistake. Admitted that what he did to Simon was unfair. He apologized to Simon, but Simon refused to forgive him because of Roman's anger at Glenda's repeated rejections. He got so angry that he attacked Simon. Before he could fire, Linda pushed him away and sent them running. Roman quickly stood up and tried to catch them, but Linda held him back until they could escape. They quickly reached a waterfall, still trying to stop Roman, but he refuses. Meanwhile, Simon and Glenda hid near the waterfall. Soon, Sinalinda and Roman arrived and Roman began looking for Glenda. After several attempts, Roman found Glenda. He faced them and said, "I want you to fight in front of me." Roman held the gun so they followed. All of this was happening in front of Linda, which is why she was angry. After the last cannon was fired, Roman declared, "I'll do the same to Linda now." Because of that, he started giving Linda his coconut juice to drink. And once his coconut juice ran out, he killed Simon and ran away. At the end of the story, the two girls told the police everything about how Roman killed Simon and how he escaped. There ends the story. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.